I wish I could play piano, man. You're not making your daughters play piano? You don't.
Not a broken one.
You don't. What's broken about it?
It's just not tuned.
Oh.
So you want them to say? Does that sound like? Does that sound like?
Bing.
Ding 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 ding.
Yeah, so Izzy's been singing Jingle Bells every day, and she's got the Jingle Bells part correct. And the rest, I don't know what she's saying.
Well, that's 2 notes.
She'd be like, jingle bells, and then on the day.
I think on the piano?
No, just singing.
Okay.
And then I'm like, what is she saying? It's not even words. And she's like, hey. But she'd hit the hey every time. And sometimes she'll throw a hey in there when it's not even. Jingle, hey. I'm like, why? But I'm so sick of hearing this song.
Yeah.
It's been a week.
Is it? It's in January.
Yeah.
Has anything? No, I can't answer that question because it hasn't gotten to a part where
I'm trying to kill her.
No, I'm thinking about my daughters. Like, it's a lot of things that they do that I'm always impressed. But it's like it's not cute no more. There was everything that my kids have done is innovative. Like, oh my God, you know about that? You seen that? It's not getting old.
You still enjoy
I still enjoy it. I still enjoy watching my children grow. I don't ever want you to go
Which one you like more?
I'm going. Don't do me like
Which
this.
one you like more?
My kids watch the show.
I know you love them equally. That's what they would say. I love you both equally.
Yeah,
Which one you like more?
Which one you like more? It's hard to say because they're both in. It's like say which one you like more, ice cream or pizza? You know,
Pizza.
Really?
Very easy. Yeah,
Very easy?
Yeah, very easy. Not even close.
Pizza or hamburgers?
Pizza.
Okay. Pizza or vagina?
Oh.
You
know what? My wife, they taste the same.
Disgusting. Why is it oozing?
It works for me.
Coming out.
I love cheese. I said, no, don't get that cleared up.
That's disgusting. Oh, you in that yeasty phase, huh? Yeah.
Let me go get the pepperoni.
Let's go ahead and knead that dough. Yeah.
No. Don't take that pill. No, you don't need that Vagisil.
Vagisil? Oh, God. Would you...
That's gross.
Would you... No, I'm not doing that.
What?
You know what? I've seen the comments.
Yeah, Dirty Dion. Dirty Dion is becoming a thing. I've heard Dirty Dion, and I love that. You're like Dirty Diana, but the male version.
Nope.
Dirty Dion.
I can't be doing this on the Sabbath, man.
Man.
We having a good blessing.
But it doesn't air until whenever, so.
Hey, man, every day is a Sabbath for me because I worship the Lord. Every day. You know?
Yeah. I want a Dion be at home writing down, what can I say that's nasty?
Nasty.
What did that people want to hear? People, but you have to do it because people come for that, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Here it comes.
Everybody.
Oh, yeah. I came for that.
Everybody spends so much time not trying to get canceled.
Yeah.
Everybody spends so much time trying to be like, oh, I'm towing the line. Mm-hmm. And it's what I like about you. You go like, hey, here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I like it. I do.
So you gotta say.
I do. I know it's gonna come out.
You gotta say it. You gotta do it
for the sake of having the dialogue of people saying he gonna still say it. Watch him. I'm just trying to pull him in. That's how you get him. Because it's like in the beginning of a movie, it's like, listen, I'm out the game, man.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. And they be like,
but the government needs you.
Let's see how he gets back into the game.
They have your daughter.
Wait, which one?
Because Dion likes one more than the other. So I like having one, man.
Huh?
So I like having one.
That's why you like having one?
Yeah, like you.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Got a great question for you.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Questions. No, don't do it. Don't you fake it. Don't you do it. I hate because DC gonna come for everybody. I have a question.
Yeah.
All right. Say for instance, you've always wanted a junior.
Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm. You had
like a son junior.
Yes, a son junior. Mm-hmm. What are you talking about? An actual a scholar?
No, like I think I was watching like King of the Hill, and the guy had his daughter named Khan Jr. He just named after him.
That's the same thing though.
Yeah. but it's funny.
What you said? What, as in a child?
Like a daughter, like a son. That's why I said a son.
A son named after you.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Let's say I wanted one. Okay.
Yeah, named after you.
Uh-huh.
And then you and your child, you and your baby's moms have the child, and he was like, I want to name this child Chaz Rogers. She was like, perfect, Chaz Rogers Jr., right? 3 years later, you found out that your girl has been cheating on you, and that's not your child. Do you A, have a baby with another woman and name that child Chaz Jr., the official one? B, do Chaz Rogers the second? Or D, I mean, I skip it. Or C.
Right to the D.
I don't know. I don't know what the C is.
Okay, so first off, I'm still the parent of this child that I was taking care of. That's not mine. So first thing we do is get a legal name change. You can, but what else did you have? What was our second choice?
Have another.
So this is what I'm doing.
Yeah,
we're changing the kid's name. That kid that I was not the father of, we're just going to go do a legal name change. It's just not right for him to have to carry my name and live in my shadow, right? I just thought about it, and then we'll change his name. You know, the kid's 3, he's not going to know, you know? And so we'll change it to like George, right? Okay, and then...
Same last name?
Yeah, and then I divorce her. Right, then we're separated, and then now you have George on your own. I make sure I show the judge, hey, this is not mine, and then now I go, go do my own thing, and I have a new junior. You know,
but you still take care of that child?
No.
What is the age limit that you like? I'm not taking care of the child, as in like 10 years is a lot of time spending time with that child. Do you realize another child, or is like 5 years is like that's?
I'm not saying I won't see the child. I'm not going to be legally responsible for taking care of him.
You like, calling them, hey, how you doing, brother?
I mean, at 3, they're not going to remember me.
Right. So what is the age limit? What is the max of him calling you? He can still call you dad.
Well, by the time I can have that conversation with them, they understand, hey, man, listen, I got to let you know that I'm not your father. What? You're not my dad? No.
My mom told me when I was 2. What the fuck?
You have a great memory for a 2-year-old.
You been holding this whole time?
So I'm not your father, man. So here's what I want to do. I want you to build a relationship with your actual father. You know?
No, man. I don't like him. I like you, man.
And that's great. I like you too. Me and you will always.
We went to the games together.
We can always be family.
No, man.
But I need to get off child support. You understand?
You gonna leave me with him?
Yeah, yes, you're legal. Like, this is your mama's fault, not mine. Your mom was out here
Daddy, don't do this. You gonna have me give me daddy issues? Don't do this. Don't leave me.
No, you have mommy issues. This is your mother's fault. I'm the innocent victim. You see, son?
Skedaddle.
Now, this is your father. We went and we had beers yesterday. This is George. You're now George. I would have to have that combo with him.
Yeah.
That your mom's a raging whore.
Whore.
No, I would not say that. I would make it clear, but I would be like, "This is what's happening."
Yeah.
So when you don't see me every day, this is why. Yeah. This is your mom's fault.
Some guys be like, you know what? No matter what, if I raise that child, it's my child. What that actual father would do, what that actual father has done is not right, and I'm going to raise that child as if it's my own. It's not that child's fault what that mom did, and I'm gonna keep raising that child. I know a lot of people do that.
That's probably one of the dumbest things.
Really?
Yeah.
Dumbest though?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be like, now that's a real man. I'm like, nah, that's pretty dumb. Now, I'm not saying I can't be in the kid's life, but for me to be responsible like that, I don't have to be.
Are you like that? What if Yo had a child?
If Yo had, if I found out Izzy wasn't mine?
No. If Yo had a child before, she met you.
Well, that's different.
Right, that's a stepchild.
That's me coming into the relationship. Yeah.
Right. So y'all been together for 5 years? 4 years?
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah, this is our 3-year marriage wedding anniversary. So 4, I think.
And he's 11 now.
Okay.
He's 11 now. He has a little sister, Izzy. Y'all break up. Are you still going to spend time with this child, even though y'all bonded with video games?
Yeah, I'll still be in your life.
So what's wrong? That's the same thing.
No, but it's the thing of like, I'm going to raise him like my own. Like, I'm not doing that.
Why not?
Because I don't have
You
to.
said I don't have a father.
I know.
And you're the closest thing that I've ever had a father. Thank you.
I'm still gonna be the closest thing you ever had to a father.
We got a podcast together.
I'm still gonna be around. Hey man, let's go out for your birthday. How you doing? You need to pick up for school, but you don't have to come to my house and sleep over. I'm not paying child support for
Would you
you.
break up with him?
With the kid?
Like if y'all had a podcast, like if y'all had a video game, y'all was doing the Oculus and y'all was doing it, y'all had a dope little podcast. It's like, hey man, me and your mom ain't together no more, so we can't do this no more.
No, we can do that. If the mom's comfortable still. I'm just saying all the legality, we're doing all that stuff legit. I'm not being responsible for this kid legally. Like, I'm not paying child support for a kid that's not mine after we break up. You got to figure that out. You're like, oh, Izzy needs $1,000. There you go. Jacob needs, Jacob needs his father.
Whoa. Whoa. Slow down, total stranger.
Yeah. Jacob needs some help. You got to go find you a new husband now.
Would you suck it up for the sake of the money? Like if you and your girlfriend, you and your wife had an amazing business together, and you find out that she cheated on you, and you're like, you know what? We got followers, we got sponsors. I want to leave you, but if we break up, we're gonna lose all this. Would you be like, it ain't worth it?
No, you probably wind up making more money. I do that whole I'm hurt tour, you know? Like here's my book about it. Yeah. And then I get to be the broken man trying to build myself up. I'll go get like super out of shape, more than this. And then have to build more than this. And then I have to build myself back.
Nothing.
This is nothing what I can do. And then have to build myself back up. There's so much money in the actual story because people be all in. Yeah. And then they'll be like, he built himself. He was heartbroken. I'd be on there. Remember when Will went on and did the with Jada? Yeah. And he had that little sad face and he was like,
oh, with the entanglement?
Yeah. But also Will is an amazing actor for one. And two, Will knew. Like this wasn't brand new news to Will.
Yeah, it just got out.
What'd you do, Jada? Like, bitch, you know what I did. I was smashing this young nigga because you couldn't get up anymore. I don't know what happened. But.
Yeah, I think was it August Alsina?
Yeah, August.
He was a trash for saying what they've been doing. And now that it was in the news, and now that he had proof and text messages and stuff, he had to Will was like, fuck, now I gotta actually act like I'm just finding out now.
Yeah, you gotta get ahead of it.
Yeah, you gotta get ahead of it. And then he had to say, entanglement? What does that mean? What does that, nigga, he's like, you gonna embarrass me now, Jada? You gotta get out here and get embarrassed.
I love that Will and Jada, because people have been like, oh, I don't want them to do any more interviews. You've seen stuff like that. I love that.
Petition? Yeah,
I love that they're being, because I think that marriage, relationships, I think that, I think we talked about this maybe last time, is that they're on this spectrum, or they have the spectrum of normalcy. Right? Like this is all about normal marriages. And then Will and Jada says nothing has to be normal in your relationship. And then people go like, oh, that's just weird. You guys are weird now. And it's just like, no, we're just not used to having, we don't have to think in this little box that you put marriage in. Here's marriage, here's all the rules. Right. And if you don't do this stuff, you guys are weird. Right. Which it really should, I can't wait, and which is coming more and more. I can't wait to, it's weird to only be with one person.
Yeah. Because it is marriage is a lot of remixes. It is a foundation. Man and woman supposed to be together to create a union and then create a legacy up under that. People like the remixes like, well, why do we have to have just one? Why do we have to live in the same house? Why do we have to, they keep adding stuff onto it. But then when you start to kind of like remix the traditional, why we have to have a wedding at all? Why we have to have it at the church? Why can't we have it, underwater? The people that try to remix stuff, and that boggles people when it comes to anything. Right. When you do anything outside of tradition, like the whole veganism, the whole, keto. If you're doing something different, that's disruptive. Like, man, I can't just not. I gotta have my meat, man. I'm sorry. People always try to add and like what you drink right now. Oculus water. Alkaline water. People, man, what is that?
What does that even do?
Why they selling you water now? It's like, dude, why do people get so upset when you try to do better stuff or different stuff?
Yeah, I don't know, because I think people feel insecure, that they're not confident enough to step on a limb to do what they really want to do. Mm-hmm. I think people feel too shamed that they have to explain themselves. People would love to bury their heads in the ground and just be a regular person not have to explain or not have to stand out. But they say that people love the Matrix.
Yeah.
People love being one of them run of the mill, regular. You know what I mean? They love this idea of just being a part of it instead of being like, and it's not a look at me thing.
Right.
You know, it's not like, hey guys, look at me.
Right.
It's just about like, this makes me feel happy. This makes me feel comfortable. Mm-hmm. I'm brave enough to go against people going, what's that about? What's that about? Mm-hmm. But people aren't. And then you gotta explain yourself.
But when
they don't have enough self-confidence.
Sure.
Is what I'm trying to say, I guess.
Sure. But when the majority started to go the opposite way, a lot of people are sheeple. Mm-hmm. So I seen a meme where there was a bunch of people in a swimming pool. Mm-hmm. One person was right in the middle that wasn't peeing. Mm-hmm. Everybody else was peeing, and they were laughing at him like, you're the only one who was not peeing in the pool. He's like I'm sorry. Uh-huh. And I was like, that's crazy that if everybody's doing the wrong thing,
right,
you're the problem because
right.
Like it can kind of go against your beliefs,
bro. I grew up a square. I didn't smoke.
Sure.
I didn't drink. Still don't. Right. And people made fun of me all the time.
Yeah.
You're a square. You're lame. Oh, you one of those nerds. Blah blah. Yeah. I'm all those things.
Right.
I think you guys are the idiots.
Right. You don't have to do this. Like
right.
I'm a great time without alcohol or weed.
Right.
And then obviously people want to ask questions like, what? Why? What did you? Did you start smoking?
If you don't do meth, people want to know why.
Meth is a lot.
Why don't you want to do meth? What is wrong with meth?
How is it new meth heads? How is it new crackheads and heroin addicts?
There's way less. Well, the heroin is still crazy. That's what's crazy.
That's crazy.
The heroin is still like, yo.
Have accessories? Yeah. Like, what do you find? Honestly, if I want to do heroin right now, what do you find a needle?
I saw this girl. I forgot something I was watching. And she said when she did heroin, she was like, that's the way I've been trying to feel my entire life. She was like, that's how I wanted to feel at all, like every moment of the life. She was like, that was it. She was like, it was the most peaceful, calm utopia that I've ever felt. And she was like, that's the high. And that sounds appealing, actually.
I mean,
I want to know what that feels like now. What are we doing?
You know what? If somebody slipped it in some of my food, and I was like, man, what the fuck was those in those croissants?
He'd be going around everywhere. Let me get these croissants. Dang, that's not it.
And it was like, let me tell you something, Dion. Bit heroin in there. Like, nigga, I knew it. Can't no goddamn way be no hair, no croissants that be that good.
Would you start putting heroin in all your food?
If I would never do so, I've never done any hard drugs. I've only done weed. And did shots. Mm-hmm. And this is like 3 times in like 10 years, all this stuff. If somebody told me what it is, I would keep reminiscing about it, but I'm never going to be like, now I need to put it inside my arm. Let me get that syringe. Yeah. What do you honestly? Where do you find a syringe?
I don't know.
Can you go to CVS and get a syringe?
Rite Aid and shit?
Right. Can you just seek out and get a syringe? And then there's always like, if you like, I got a homeboy that sells them. Like, nigga, no. Why are they shared? Like, why are they didn't even mean the package.
You should rinse that out real quick. No, just just run it under water.
Right, that's funny. And I'm always seeing them like, make sure you push it all out because you don't want air bubble in your veins. I'm like,
they be scientists in there,
dude. When I say, you
could have been a nurse, not a heroin addict.
When I see people like, oh man, hurry up, I'm like, dude, hey man, do you understand? Bro. If I put an air bubble in you, gonna die.
I don't care. Give me that here. Let me just drink it. Put it in my eye.
Can you drink heroin?
I have no idea. I'm sure.
I don't see why not. That's more.
I guess it just takes longer to hit your system.
Right.
It has to go
right. Because
I'm surprised people don't just inject shit in your brain. Just be like, right to it, right to the brain.
There's no vein on the outside of your skull, right?
Right to the skull. Right to it. I guess you could go like up. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know the human body. Guess I failed anatomy, biology. I failed all those. I failed biology. I failed every science class but my.
I can see that you failed biology.
Oh yeah, I failed biology.
They told Joe eat that. He said, "I got it. I got it from here."
I failed every science class and almost every math class. I was in trigonometry. I remember I took a week of trig, and then I was like, "Hey, this looks like some alien language." I was like, "This doesn't even look like."
What is trigonometry? What is the study of?
I don't remember. I just remember it was more letters than numbers, and I was like, "What? When did we hit this? I just did geometry. When is this?" It was whole paragraphs of like algorithms, and then I was like, "I can't do this. I'm a flunk high school if I keep this."
I would love for we actually say, "Oh, this reminds me of freshman year when we was doing trigonometry. I can solve my life's problems from this." Hold on. How many variables was that, sweetheart? None of that stuff that we learned in high school has ever kicked in. Like, wait, I do.
You need to learn this. All I ever learned was how to read and count.
Yeah.
Once I learned how to read and count, I was fine. Maybe look at a map, you know, something like that.
We don't even know how to do a was it a Thomas guide?
Yeah.
We need that more. We just use our GPS.
What's a parallelogram?
Help me.
What I
thought she was going to ask the people.
What's I remember the word parallelogram. I'm like, I don't know. Is that like a parallel message? Is a telegram in there? I have no idea. I remember I had to learn that one time. And
I remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. What is that?
That was how the order of what you need to do in math is like parentheses, equations, please excuse, multiplication, my division, addition, and subtraction.
Wow.
So if you see a line, like if it's like parentheses, force X times blah blah blah, you see all that, it tell you the order.
Now in my 36 years, I've never went to the bank and they've been like, all right, here's how you figure out your money, and I'm like, please excuse. I've never had a job and they go, all right, man, here's your paycheck, and on there I'm like, let me make sure it's right. I worked 30 days, please. I took 2 days off. Excuse. I've never had to do any of that stuff.
Right. I need a life lesson that we actually use. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
Okay, so if I take away the excuse and add the dear, then I get my Sally.
That makes sense. Now I'm
Thank you, high school.
For $14 a month. Wait. I messed up somewhere.
Let me tell you how I hacked high school.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, because I wasn't supposed to graduate. I found out that I was flunking out of high school my senior year when everybody had the senior shirts, and we were all signing each other's senior shirts. And it's like, Chaz, sign my shirt. It's not that I didn't have a shirt. My name wasn't on the senior.
Oh boy!
So I'm looking on the back. I'm like, I was like, these they messed up. How did they leave my name up? Right. Man, I went into a counseling office with the full confidence. Kicked down the door. Bam. Yeah. Hey, listen, guys. I don't know who did it, but my name isn't on the senior shirts.
You're lying your ass off. I know you didn't come in like that.
No, well, I didn't come, but I was pretty popular, so they knew me when I came in. So I was like, we need this fixed. I'm Chaz Rogers. Yeah. So I went to the counseling office, and she was like, okay, Chaz Rogers, class of 2004. And I was like, clearly, here's the mistake.
Right.
Class of 2003. She was like, why have you here for 2003? I'm like, can't be.
Oh, boy.
Because I've been in 2003 since I was, born. So who needs to, principal? Like, who just needs to sign off on this? And she's like, oh, well, you don't have enough credits. And I was like, can I see that? Okay. All right, well, so I'm 6 credits short. Well, how did this happen?
Did you carry the one?
You failed this, you failed that, and you failed that. So these are requirements. She's like, yeah, you have to have these requirements to graduate. So I was like, oh, so as long as I have 2 requirements of science, 2 requirements of math, I was like, well, you telling me that my sophomore year, I could have had all the requirements to graduate. Yeah. And everything else could have been elective. Yeah. I said, wait a second. You guys told me after geometry, there's algebra or whatever, and algebra 2 and trig and calculus, all these things are the next level. No one said I can go. There's an option for this.
Right.
So once I found that out, I was like, great. Also, so when going into my full senior year, right?
Oh, so you actually failed.
So this is no. This is still my senior year.
Okay.
So to finish my requirements, I had to do this thing called correspondence, where I had to mail off. I had to like they'll send me work, and I had to like do it and then mail it back to them to graduate on time. I dropped every single class I had.
Oh boy.
And I took nothing but electives. So my senior year was fire. I was like a assistant teacher's aide. Like I was going to the elementary school and coaching.
That's funny.
It was, bro. I had AP gym, and then I would go to AP weightlifting. I was like, I'm not taking a serious class at all. My senior year, bro, GPA 4.0 easily. But I was like, wait a second. So I was like, after I did my correspondence, graduated because I had the minimum credits. I had a GPA of total high school 1.67.
Oh boy,
which was like a C minus or some shit, which is C minus society. I think it was like a C. It might have been a D.
D plus.
It was something like that. But so that's why I was like, oh, you telling me that I graduated with a well below average, no college would want you. Yeah, I went to a performing arts college because they didn't give a fuck. Yeah. I sent them one of the most hilarious things I've ever written, and then they accepted me in our college. Yeah. So I was like, bro, this whole time they're lying to us about what you have to do just to graduate college. Matter of fact, like you don't high school. I'm sorry, and you don't even have to. Of course, as we know, you can go get your GED at like 14 and go to college at 15, take classes. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I've heard that. And I be peeping a lot of like teachers who have been putting their children like, sweetheart, don't listen to what to take. Take this. This is how you get to school, or this is how you get all your electives. And they figure that out. They do a little cheat code versus like, hey, this is what you're supposed to take. This is what you could take. I almost did not graduate twice. The first time is, for some reason, we thought it was a good idea to remember when on SNL. When they used to do like the Will Ferrell, and chest bump people from Will Ferrell, and I can't think of the other guy.
Chris Kattan. Night at the Roxbury. And we just bump people's chest.
Yeah, we used to do that all the time. So it was we did this to this teacher in the cafeteria. It was funny for a while.
You're way too big for that. Was the other person big too?
I mean, it was we were all big. I'm the tallest though. So we're all doing it, and she was having fun for a while.
It was a female team.
We was having fun.
I was for sure it was some fat English economic teacher, some shit. Like, you guys are crazy. It was some a woman teacher. Yeah, okay.
We did it way too long. One of my guys backed out, as in like, I'm done doing this. So while we were still doing it, she went through the hole and she fell to the ground. So now it looks like we not like pretty much pushed her.
Not only sexually assaulted her.
Sexually assaulted.
But then you guys pushed her down. It does look like a hump move.
Yeah.
It's so funny to do that to them. just get them in the middle unexpected. And they're just bouncing back and forth.
And then when she fell, I quickly helped her up.
Of course.
And then she's laughing the whole time. And then she's like, what? And then some teacher across the room was like, I'm telling. And then he went to go tell our principal. He was like, Miss Lacking, I can't think of everybody else there. Mark, Marcel, Corey, Ruffin, let's get in here.
And damn, y'all gang banged the shit out of her. It was all y'all?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it was like, y'all are suspended. And then he was like, and like, because of your suspension, the three of you guys won't be graduating. I was like, no. And then
that's extreme.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in a nutshell, it was a long little
That's
conference.
Extreme, bro.
I got right to the punchline. Like, you're suspended. And then my excuse was like, lying my ass off. Come on, I can't graduate. I can't cancel my graduation because it was like 2 weeks before the graduation. So I was like, I can't cancel my graduation. I was like, I got family coming in from Hawaii. They already passed out the invitation. He was like, well, they're gonna have to get the tickets back. I'm sorry. I was like, they're already flying in. And the only thing that got us off the hook is there was a guy who was a grade below us. He had a perfect attendance from preschool. He's never missed a day. So they was like, he's like, and then his mom was like, "You will not suspend my child. He has been, consistent for the whole." And he was like, "All right." And he's like, "If I can't suspend him, I can't do the same thing with them." So he was the only one that got us off the hook from suspension.
You need that square. You see?
Yeah.
You need that square up in there.
And then on the graduation, he went to everybody. He had said, "Listen, if you don't embarrass me, I won't embarrass you. All right? Especially you, Mr. Lacking. Do not embarrass me." So as he's handing out the diplomas, like Roderick Lacking, he's handing out the diplomas. Do you remember the FUBU commercial? What, LL Cool J?
Which one?
It was like he's like yeah. So I got up and I did a little dance. And I said, it was ow, and I pulled up my legs and I had the socks and I was doing like a little dance and I reached out for the diploma. He was like, he didn't hand me the diploma. So afterwards I was like, what does this mean? He was like, didn't I tell you? If you don't embarrass me, I won't embarrass you. Like, guess what you did? You embarrassed me.
Oh, shut up.
And then I was like, I need my diploma. He was like, we'll figure it out. So for a whole week, I didn't know if I had graduated. And I was like, I technically graduated, but I didn't have the diploma.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, the paper was just empty anyway.
It's empty anyways. They mail it to you later.
So he didn't let me.
This shit's all for fun. And it's so much of that. This shit is all for show, bro. It's all for show. I never wanted that growing up. I would have left high school. And I remember I tried to ask my parents, because once I found out that you can take these classes to graduate early, I wanted to do that. And then they were like, nah. And there was a way I could do it and still play football and wrestle. Yeah. And I just wouldn't have to go to classes. I would just have to go to like these classes, which was like a couple hours a day. But it was like there was adults in there, and it looked like some kind of remedial thing. And they were like, no. I think they were just saying that was going to look bad. And I was like, oh man, I would have. That's why I don't want to put, and I probably won't put Izzy in school. Me and you'll talk about this all the time about homeschooling versus that. We're doing our correspondence, but I don't want her going to school. I don't want her going to a traditional school. I think she can learn way more at home. And then when I went to a daycare, and what they were teaching them, I was like, well, Izzy already knows more than this stuff. So I was like, what am I going to do? Just put her in here just to hang out with kids?
Well, you don't want her to be socially awkward.
I don't think she is.
Well, you don't want her. That's the only thing about. Cause when it comes to college, I think about the experience. It wasn't about the learning. I didn't learn a lot, but I felt like this is my first birth of outside of my parents. I'm paying rent. I'm balancing what I'm putting in my, in my accounts. I can pay for things. I've got my own job. Right. Like you're on your own. Right. Like you feel like I don't have to rely on somebody. So I feel like the reason why I think children are cool to be in school, just to have that independence of I'm not relying on my parents for everything, and is also being cordial to people, like saying, "Can I have that?" Or versus like I'm taking that because this is
now. Let me
stuff.
ask you this: do you think you could have learned that stuff earlier?
Of course,
right. But we don't. We say 18 is the range where you get out on your own, become an adult.
Right.
But yet we raise adults. We don't start becoming an adult until you're 18. Right. So we raise kids until they're 18.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to raise a child until I'm 18. You know what I mean? I'm trying to raise an adult now. So because my mom was always like, oh, you guys give Izzy too much independence sometimes, and I go like, that's the point. That's the point. Is that and maybe I'm insane, which is fine with me. I go like, I've seen the traditional stuff. I would love for Izzy to have a life where we go out on the road. She's never at school. She can go around the world. She can go to different places. And that's her childhood experience. And then when she goes to people, she's like, oh, I was never in school. And people go like, oh, man, that sounds crazy. Right. And then she's like, she'd probably be like, I wish I had a regular school. I went there every day, until you do that shit. And then you go, it really wasn't shit to grow up in Lansing, Michigan, going to the same school with the same people every day, when I hear other people who have these crazy childhoods and experience the world. You know what I mean? Or
what are you protecting her from?
I'm not protecting her from anything. I'll tell you what, you know what I'm protecting her from, Dion? The fucking cycle that they tell you is the norm.
Okay.
Because it's crazy to me. The public school system, private school system of you go to school every day from the same time. You learn these things for the same people, for the same thing all the way. It's insane to me because that's not how our world works. Mm-hmm. That's not how our world works. Unless you want to have a job where you spend with people for 30 to 40 years. Right. Then you might as well be in school. That works. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But if I plan on working at this factory for 30 years, retire with those same people, I watch them when they're young and their kids grow up, then that's the same cycle that you start at 3.
I feel like it's teaching how to deal with people, though. Because there's different personalities. But if you're only dealing with your parents and your cousins and your teacher, it's like I understand the system. But when we get someone throw a wrench in there, it's like, this person is selfish. Right. I don't know how to handle this.
But you've seen Izzy out.
I said I have.
Right.
I love her to death.
Right. Now, do you go like, she's a little socially
she's
awkward?
Still a child.
Right. But do you ever feel like she's socially awkward?
No.
You feel like she's really responds well, right? But that's because she's dealing with adults all the time. Yeah. Right. Now, when I put her around kids, it's the same thing. When she's around Cotty's kids and stuff like that, and we had her at the birthday party, she does nothing but play. Right. I haven't seen one thing when I go like, Izzy is getting a little awkward. I haven't noticed anything. Yeah. So once I see something, I'll be like, okay, maybe. Yeah, but I go like, no, this all looks relatively normal. And then still, we're about to put her in dance. All these other gymnastics, all these other things where she'll still play with kids, take instructions. I was like, none of that has to do with school. Right. I'm starting to teach Izzy how to tell time right now. You don't learn that till 5th grade. I mean, I was in 1st grade. Right. I was like, man, just fuck all that. I was like, I can teach her all this shit. Yeah. So that's why
I get it.
I always feel like the school system is for the parents. I had to go to work. Yeah. I need somebody to watch y'all. You know what I mean? For 8 hours until go do this after school program, so I don't have to come back till 5. I always felt like school was for that. Yeah. So because I remember being at home, I was like 14 or 15, and it was going to school, and I was like, why can't I just stay home? My parents were like, well, who's gonna watch it? I'm like, what do you guys think I'm doing? I'm not a party guy. Yeah. I want to sit here and play video games, go to practice, go work out. Right. I was like, it made no sense to me, bro.
It's also illegal in some sense, like it's child endangerment. Because at that age you're fine, but if it's like 10, 11, I think 12,
I feel that
12 is the cutoff age.
Yeah. Which is why I love this career path that I've chosen, because I'm like, she can be with me. You've seen me take Izzy to the writer's room. Right. I was like, hey, come hang out with me. And then you can be around people who like, I would much rather her spend her time with adults and children. Yeah. Especially for people I don't know how they're raising their kids. Right. Dirty monkeys all around. Right. Sorry, it's a long rant by me.
No, it's not. Because I 100% agree. But I'm always like, in the business we are in, you have to deal with people and personalities and egos, and it's like you got to kind of navigate versus feeling like everyone is the same. Right. Like you get somebody who's like imagine if your parents has raised you and they've kind of gave you favoritism because you're the only child, and it's like there's no other child. It's like, Izzy, you're correct, she's wrong. Like she don't have or you're right, you're wrong. They need to know how to lose. Right. They need to know how that now that you won this competition, you need to know how that feels versus like, you're right. This is, what I'm saying? Of course you get that right and wrong. Right. Actually literally right and wrong. But it's like, hey, you guys did both great, but she's the winner. You got to have that feeling, oh my God, I'm rejected. It's also like being in the business we are in, you get a lot of personalities. You got to be like, oh, this is like Mike. Right. I gotta navigate through you. I got a baby step around you. Even with my 2 children, their personalities are different. By me entertaining them, I have to adjust my comedy. I have to adjust the way I talk to them because they're on 2 different levels.
Right. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Same household.
Yep.
All siblings are so different. You be like, you come from the same people, right. Same household, raised the same way. How are you so different? Yeah. It's always like that.
Because, their maturity is different. What they watch, what they are literally feeding their eyes. My older daughter is really mature for her age. So she knows like dark comedy. She knows sexual innuendos. My youngest is still kind of figuring things out. So if I hit my oldest with "That's what she said," she knows what I'm talking about.
The fact that you hit your daughter,
Not with her, but if it's
she's
if
like,
I'm in
Dad, you're killing me.
my youngest is like, "What's happening here?"
Yeah, right.
So I have to, adjust my comedy for she. Like my youngest loves physical comedy.
Right.
My oldest is more clever and can figure out what I'm trying to insinuate.
So if you fell over a table, your youngest daughter's gonna be like, yeah,
fell out, and she will act it out to other people. My dad was like this. Whoa, yeah.
I love that, bro. I love that. No, man, I felt like I was I felt like I got it early on in high school. And then I was like, hey, I understand this stuff now. So what's the next level of life? Like, how do we get past this? And then it never came.
You went to college? So you went high school?
I went for like a week.
Okay, where'd you go?
Columbia College of Chicago. It was like performing arts school.
What happened? He was like,
I was just like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this. I was like, okay.
Did you pay for it?
Because I dropped off in enough time where you get the 7-day window.
So was you in dorms or were you driving or had an apartment around there?
I was in my car because I didn't have a housing yet.
Oh boy.
In Chicago. It was freezing.
That was 100% the reason why. Don't act like you.
It was just, I remember watching that. I went to like a drama class. And I remember like this dude was like, he took his socks and shoes off and he was like running around and you were doing this shit. And I was like, all right, man, this ain't for me.
This is not theater at all.
So this ain't for me. This ain't for your boy. And then I had some other classes and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this for 4 years. I instantly had a don't do this feeling. Yeah. And then I stayed in Chicago, got a job, started doing stand-up. And I mean, I was already doing stand-up. But then I was like, just do more of what you're doing.
Yeah.
I was like, just do that. I already have a job.
I didn't think like that at all. I was still a child. My mom spoiled the hell out of me for a long time.
Yeah.
And then I had that from me like right when I went to college.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I gotta set reminders when to pay bills. Like, oh, no one's not gonna tell me to clean up.
Bro, that's another thing. Because when I moved to LA, I was like, oh, LA is different. And I was like, oh, this was a hard city to function in. Yeah. I was just like, between all the parking laws, the expense, I was like the way it gets everywhere. Because Chicago train, the L train, like all that stuff was easy to navigate. Lansing was small, I could drive everywhere. But here I was just like, I just don't have enough money to drive everywhere back and forth. Also, I thought my job would be stand-up.
Yeah.
I thought when I came to LA, I would make money doing stand-up because that's what I was doing. So to have that snatched from me, and everybody was like, well, yeah, we don't care what you did or who you are. I was like, I just did colleges.
Yeah.
I was just performing. I have a pay stub. And then LA didn't give a shit.
No, absolutely. It's
and
so
then,
many of us.
and then I had thought about it. I was like, I do regret. I should have went back to the Midwest, perform, do college to college, and just build that. I should have went to start expanding to other college, gotten that. I should have just kept doing that to a bigger scale before I came to LA. Okay. I wish I did that.
What is your ideal, perfect scenario of stand up right now? It feels like, okay, you guys are paying. I want this. What is your ideal?
What do you mean?
Like this example of like, I'm back doing stand up. I want to do 5 nights a week at Improv. Like, what is your ideal? Like, now I'm making a living off of stand up.
Man, I would go hit a one-nighter somewhere between 500 to 1,000 people,
Okay. And how much they paying
you? Whatever. Maybe.
No, I want to say as a living. You making a living.
Yeah. I mean, because I plan on doing multiple things, right, for money. So if people will come out for $30, because I also want to do like a thing where we do like, hey, before the stand-up show, we do this motivation thing. You know what I mean? Or we have these talks where people can talk about what they want to do, just kind of that same kind of see my society thing, and then we'd have these combos and then it's like, cool, let's take a 30-minute intermission and here's a stand-up show. So I would love to do that. So kind of like the 2 different shows in one. Okay. And then I would just do one-nighters around. I
was talking about when you first came out, what was your ideal?
Oh, when I first started. You said right now.
Sure, but I mean, you're creating a hybrid of like, I want to also write as well.
No, I thought you meant, so you're talking about when I first started stand-up.
If stand-up was only your career.
Oh.
If your only career, you didn't know how to write. As in like, man, you know what? A perfect world, I would like to, be hit all the spots.
Yeah, I'll just be doing one-nighters around the world.
Really?
Yeah, I would not doing weekends at all. I would not be like, let me spend 4 days here. And then I would be like, cool, I'm going to go hit a Friday night. make 10 grand, go back home, right? Go out the next week, make another 10
I don't
grand.
think Kevin Hart does that.
Oh, Kevin makes way more.
Well, I'm just trying to think
And
of
a one-nighter?
I don't think no one's career is like that.
Yeah.
Making a living off of one night?
Yeah.
Okay, well, damn, I'm sorry.
Hell yeah.
I think,
You don't see Kevin Hart do no weekends unless he's working out stuff. Them cats ain't doing weekends. Them cats is dropping in. No, them cats is dropping. They might on a weekday. Them cats is dropping and they're going to do a theater for one night. Because, I mean, you got to look at this. Like, on a weekend, right? You spend one show Thursday, 2 shows Friday, and let's say this club hosts 300 people. Okay, so 1 show Thursday, 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. So we're doing 5 shows, 300, 1,500 people, right? If I can go do a theater for 1,500 people in one night, why would I not do that? It's the exact same thing. For one night instead of a whole weekend. It's the exact same thing. Plus, I don't have to pay a door deal. I'm not giving somebody else money for their food and drinks. Where now they're buying my merch, whatever else I want to do. I can have the concessions there. You know what I mean? It's 100% mine now.
Right.
So I'm gonna make way more money than that weekend. So now, if I wanted to, I can go. Hey guys, we're gonna do 1 show here on Thursday. I'll skip a day. The next show's on Saturday. Here's a theater in a whole different city, a whole different market. You know what I mean? Now I'm getting all that because now if I do one night, people are coming from all over. Yeah. So I'm like, there's no reason to do a theater. I mean, you do the clubs when you have to. Right. Right. But these cats ain't doing weekends unless they're like, let me go back out on the road and work this thing or or they're smaller markets. If they have a big market in Atlanta, they're gonna go do a one nighter.
What are you doing it for? As in like to build up a set or just like I'm doing this for money?
The weekend I would do to build up I'm working out some things. Let me get my special stuff material. The one nighter, let me go get this bread.
I feel like that's what Dave Chappelle's doing. I keep seeing him pop up like Dave Chappelle would be here.
Never doing a weekend again. You'll never see Chappelle unless he does one of those New York runs where he did like what's that famous theater? There's like a famous New York theater that he did like 7 shows for. Like those are different. Those are like those special. It's pretty much like a Broadway play kind of thing where you're doing these. I forgot what that theater is called. But I want to say he released something. But those are different events. You know.
I love comedy.
Yeah.
Appreciate stand up. I just don't. I always ask myself, what's the end game? And most of the time, a lot of the comedians are like, I want to build my name up, build my fan base up to get on TV. And I was like, I've always wanted to be on TV. And I feel like I feel like writing and also starring in something that is pretty much based around my life. But I'm always like, I've always see the comedians that friends of ours. It's like it's just exhausting, man. And if you're not in your early 20s and you're single and you're just like, I'm enjoying the women as well, I'm splurging, doing coke, drinking, clubbing. It's
Good
like
times.
it's not fun if you in your late 30s or 40s or whatever. And it's like there's a lot of lonely nights and there's a lot of useless spending money if you don't have to. It's like the money I just made, I need to keep it.
Right.
The whole merch situation is exhausting. Of like mailing your merch to the location or packing it to the airport. And when I hear all this stuff, I was like, dude, I just need to make money, man.
Dude, it's a lot.
And skip past all this. I love comedy. I love comedy, and I feel like I'm disrespecting it if I get back out there because I haven't done comedy in like a couple years, like 2 years, and it's like I see my boys. I'm like, dude, I got you. I'll meet you there. I got a script for you. When you get your fan base up and your numbers up, let's create this content together, man. But it's like, gosh, it ain't for the faint heart.
Now I want to be able to do a tour would be great, but it my way where I'm not spending. I don't like traveling. I like traveling. I don't fly well. I don't do buses well. I get motion sickness really bad.
You gave all the options.
Well, I mean, I can do that's what I'm saying. Like, once a couple months, you know what I mean? Like, but to go week to week to week, I'm like, that would kill me, bro. Yeah. Like, I would be sick all the time. I've literally got somewhere we drove in a car. I got that, performed with nausea. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm nauseous as shit, trying to hold it together. I got to take a horrible shit because it's either I got to throw up or I got to shit. I'm like, but like so many times, I'm like, that's the traveling. Then even when I get back home, I'm like, I just need time to get back to normal. Yeah. I had a flight in Chicago, bro. It was the worst ever. I woke up on the plane, had to shit immediately.
Oh boy!
It wasn't even like a. I woke up, was like, oh, Oh shit.
You heard the boom.
Yeah, I was like, so I had to like groggily get up. I was already feeling nauseous. I had to get to the bathroom. Lucky nobody was in there. I threw up and shit at the same time.
Oh, boy.
So I had that little toilet. So I'm sitting here, coming out of both ends on this toilet. This is the last time I flew. This was years ago.
Sheesh.
And so that's why I happened. I was like, I gotta find.
Yeah.
Because I was like, bro, and I was like, what if that somebody would have been in that bathroom?
Right.
I would have just shit.
I'm nervous for you, man. If daddy issues go on the road, or
like I said, I can do if you go like, hey man, here's one day, but it's the like I don't have a problem going out. So I'm like, oh, we one time you coming back?
Yeah.
Cool. And also, there's my Izzy factor. Like I'm not spending 4 days a week away from her. Like I'm not doing that.
What's your end game, man?
Now, like I said, my whole thing now is like I get to build
You gotta
up.
bring her with you.
If that's the case, but I can't do it on a bus. I don't want to have a plane where I'm like, all right, man, we sit here and we're going, like if it was a private thing, great. If it's I can even do it once a month, twice a month. That's not a big deal. That week to week to week, and I got to go with her. I got to take her stroller. I got to take her car seat. You know what I mean? Like you got to do the whole shebang. It's just it doesn't make sense now to do it like that, and I don't want to spend days away from her. So for me, I go like, dude, stand up's not going anywhere.
It's not, but your fan base is being stretched now.
My fan base is bigger now than it was when I was doing stand up.
No, as in it's getting stretched. Like so we know the youth is the
I have
future.
10 people now. I never had anybody before.
The youth is the future. So the youth can make you go viral. There's no 54-year-old guys like, yo, you got to check out Chaz. So they're not the one that's sharing your material. So when people say, I mean, only person I know off the top of my head that blew up at a later age was like Spice Adams, because he was like, he was kind of like a football player for the longest, and then his online content kind of took off. So if you don't captivate the youth who's going to share your stuff, it's really difficult to take off and like, hey y'all, follow me. I'm unless you like it, that's your brand. Like I'm a gray-haired woman who's very sexy. I'm an old man that's buff.
I don't care about getting the youth at all because I go, dude, there's so many people out there who want to hear from you, who want to see you.
They're the only people that got the time though to share. The only people
it doesn't even matter anymore because of the internet. Like I've seen people come out for Tony who was Tony's 40 something.
Right.
He's selling out now more than ever.
We got them early. Like the animal videos, that's universal.
No doubt.
Everybody loves those.
Right. No doubt.
I see he reposts like, hey man, my 4-year-old reposting your stuff and they love you. I was like, oh man, this is sweet.
But I don't care about that because I go like I get a chance to work in this TV world, the stand-up world. You can do whatever you want. And as long as you're working on building your own fan base, I don't worry about the youth. If you're 14 and you love me, I love you. But you don't have a job. You don't have $30 to come see me. Unless you do, then come see me in DM.
Facebook knows the game.
Yeah.
They said our fan base are dying. There's nobody new is coming to Facebook. Everybody's going to Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok.
Yep.
There's nobody new coming to Facebook. They know the youth is the future. So they have to keep cutting off the youth. Where we at now, Oculus, I'm buying that.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
They said we got to keep ahead of ourselves.
And that's how I'll get the youth. I'll just making gaming videos.
Gaming views.
Yeah, I mean gaming videos. That's all I want to do.
What do you have on the docket right now?
All right, so I'm eventually soon.
Okay.
I got to get some of the equipment. I'm gonna have Ghost of Tsushima.
Is that created from yourself?
No. What do you mean?
I thought you said I'm going to create games. I said, I'm
not gonna create games at all.
Okay,
I'm just
like,
gonna stream me playing video games
lot.
and talking shit. No, I can't create it. Can't create it. I would love to create like a board game or something. That would be great. I don't have an idea for one, but some kind of game.
I have one.
Do you?
Yeah. It's called Aaron's Errands.
Errands.
Yep.
Are you gonna share, or you don't want people to steal it? Because people be like, I don't want somebody to steal it.
No, I don't care. I just wrote out the idea.
Let's do it.
Aaron's.
It
is like life.
AAR or like ER.
All of them. That's the characters' names.
Oh, Aaron's. Okay.
As in the girl Aaron, ERIN.
Okay.
Aaron, AAR. All the ways. Those are different characters' names.
Okay.
All of them are Aaron's.
Okay.
So, it's four. It's like life. Each player, 4 players, have a corner and it's like a whole little city, zigzag city.
Okay.
The first card is your primary errand. You roll the dice, and if you land on something, you have to do that errand. You have to go like, I have to go to the grocery store.
Okay.
So now your errand has got jacked up.
Okay.
So now he's like, hey, before you go there, can you pick up some apples from the grocery store? It's like, so now your new errand is there, but your whole objective is to get to your original errand.
So what's the original errand, or is it all different?
It's the first card.
Okay, so whatever
It's like school, grocery store, gym, and it's like all these like
car explodes while driving. You're like, that shit.
It's like, now I gotta go to a mechanic. so it was like that. So now you got your errands keep getting.
This is all
up.
one day. All these errands are in one day. This is the worst day ever.
One universe. Hopefully you can get roll the dice to get your actual errand.
That's dope.
Yeah,
that's a great idea.
Yeah,
it's so Dion too, because you love double entendres on names.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I thought it was fun to play on that.
Of course. Dion told me about the sketch he wanted to do about the werewolves, was it? Being a werewolf and like Dion's like puns, double entendres. Dion is all
werewolves
about that.
Yeah. A lot of my ideas is like, that's a fun name right there.
Yeah.
How can I make that into a game?
Yeah.
A movie?
Yeah.
TV show?
I've written movies off the name first.
Off the name first, man.
I'm like, oh, that's dope. What story can I come up around there? Which is so backwards.
Yeah. I had a sketch called Bareback. It was literally with a guy with a bareback. But he was, and he was like, yo, what you always wear them hoodies for, man? And then he had gloves on. He had bare hands.
Did you shoot it?
No.
You gotta shoot that. That's hilarious.
And bare hands. Everything was like, he was like, he tried to cover it up.
You're so clever, bro.
Yeah.
I hate how clever you are. I don't feel like I'm like a clever guy.
Well,
no, I feel like my sense of humor comes from shit that you're not supposed to laugh at.
Well, you're quick with it. You jump into that's why I appreciate. And you're stubborn with your stance. You have a great stance on stuff. You have a great stance. And like even
why does that make you stubborn?
Well, it's now open minded to your like so if I was like, this is how you are. If I'm Catholic and you're Christian, and I'm like, the reason why I'm Catholic is because when I was a child that this is my belief. And then you be like, nah, I don't care, man. It's Christians, where is that? And it's like, it's more of your belief. And it's like, you're not even going to take like, oh, I can see how you can be Catholic. You be like, nah, it's trash, man.
No, I feel like I'm very the opposite. I've said on here before, not to use religion specifically, that I believe there's no wrong religion. Right. And then we were just talking about there's no wrong marriage.
Sure.
I'm very open.
It's a lot of things you have a stance on.
I do have a stance. I do have the stuff where I'm like school.
Right.
I think
that's very
like I don't believe in college. I think it's dumb.
Sure.
But if somebody says I'm going to college for this, I go, that's great for you.
You should go to college.
You should, right?
Yes, you can be a judge.
But
yes.
I think high school should be eradicated. I think the public school system should be eradicated. I think private school should be eradicated.
But if I give you, I don't have an actual reason. But if I had like a reasoning of why, you'd be like, nah, I don't do that.
If you had a reasoning outside of who's gonna watch my kids all day, I would be open to it. But if it's just like, well, school helps us.
If I had studies of like, well, most homeschool students have their blah, blah, blah.
I would love to see that. I would love to see that. I would love to be like, great, because that goes against what I know. Right. You know what I mean?
So that's what I'm saying. But you be like,
because I've read nothing but homeschool is better.
Right. But then you be like, well, who's to say this person right here wasn't a product of his environment and blah, blah, blah. Because if I had all these statistics from all these different doctors.
I would love that. I would be like, because one of the biggest things I got from reading all these books was trying to change the way I look at stuff, change the way my brain, even the way I hear things in my own head. Because, sometimes you'll get a negative thought for no reason. You ever have an idea you thought was cool, then you go, that's stupid. And you go like, why is a negative thought coming here? So I took a long time to try to rebrand my own brain in the way I think. Yeah. So I love to hear somebody's opposite to be like, does this make sense? Right. Because if it doesn't make sense, then it's dumb. Yeah. But I do like being like, oh, this is either great or this is idiotic. I love that.
Right.
I love being like, this is the greatest thing ever. Or I don't like the middle ground for sure. You know, people are like, yeah, it's cool. I'm like, no. We're going to say this is the greatest thing. That's funny to me.
Yeah.
People like, yo, Dion, that's the dumbest shit
Yeah, you gotta.
I've ever heard.
It's all right.
It's not even a bad idea. That's never so stupid. Right? Yeah. Or you go, yo, dude, that's insane.
Yeah, that's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
That you got to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love that.
Yeah, you extreme.
Because I hate people who the middle line. Like, pick a side.
Yeah.
What you doing? I mean, it's cool. We can do that. Or Keon does that all the time. Keon's always like, well, it could go this. It could like, hey, bro.
Yeah.
It's okay to be wrong.
Right.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Life goes on. Pick a goddamn side so we can talk shit. Keon will have a post like, I can see the Warriors win. They're good enough. But if they don't, I'm like, stop doing the total line.
Yeah.
Pick one.
Because you know what? It's because here's the thing. Because I get what Keon is doing. A lot of times you have an opinion on it, and do you watch the video and be like, what are people going to say? So you try to cut them off by saying, I said that in the video. I knew you were going to say that.
Right.
So like, I'm giving you an example. I have a friend of mine who is a fan of the Lakers. Before the game starts, he'd be like, I know these niggas gonna lose, man. I know these niggas gonna lose. So he's right both ways.
Right.
Because if they win, it's his team.
Right.
But if he's like, oh, they playing them, I know they're gonna lose. But they're not even healthy.
I'm the guy who goes, Lions are 0-9. We about to crush Dallas. We crushing Tampa. Bring it on. Get it smacked. Well, I don't give a shit. So what? See us next season.
But if they win, you be like, what?
Yeah, but I told y'all we was gonna win. What's up? You be like 1-12. You got 1-12. I don't give a shit. We said the best. Like, I'm that guy all day.
Yeah.
Only because it doesn't mean anything. I go like, yeah, man, I'm gonna say this whole, like we were talking about the whole. I call heat for having talking about Denzel Washington's son.
Oh yeah,
being bigger because his dad is.
Right.
And people like, you hate. And I'm like, I ain't fucking hate. I ain't say he's a trash actor. He's not that great to be headlining movies.
And I'm going piggyback off of that. I don't think